Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey. We're going deep into the world of a content creator, let eat and travel. We'll be unpacking their own words, their actual experience about building a channel focused on Korean culture, travel, lifestyle, all that good stuff. Our mission really is to pull out those key nuggets of knowledge, the insights from their journey, everything from like their core philosophy, their creative process, how that's changed, and where they see things going.
And I think for you listening in, what's really valuable here is seeing how Let Eat and Travel shows. Well, it shows that even now, with all the super produced content out there, that raw, sort of authentic friend talking to you style, it can actually cut through. It's more than just resonating. It's building real trust, real community. And that's way more lasting than just, going viral for a moment.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that, the unique approach. So, Let Eat and Travel, the channel, it kicked off maybe 3 years ago. And the goal was pretty simple, but kind of powerful too. To share a real love for exploring, for tasting great food, and capturing those moments in life that actually feel meaningful. So you'll see travel, food adventures, lifestyle bits, little sparks of inspiration. And who's it for? Well, they say it's specifically for students, people working, or really anyone looking for something light, maybe uplifting, inspiring. The creator really wanted it to feel like a friend just chatting with you, not, another talking head.
Right, and that leads straight into their main principle, which they state really clearly: be real, not fake. And that's not just a slogan, right? It's basically their content strategy. They want viewers to feel like they're talking to a trusted friend, someone honest, sincere, speaking from the heart. There's this strong belief that if you're genuinely passionate, the audience feels it. They don't just see it, they feel it. That authenticity is core.
So, okay, the channel starts with this desire to share things they love. But what was the actual spark? Was there a moment that really cemented why they were doing this? It started from just wanting to connect with people who like the same things. Content creation is connection. But then something shifted, right?
Yeah.
You were looking into a specific message they received.
Exactly. Yeah, there was this one key moment. Someone sent them a message basically saying, your video made my day better after work. And that wasn't just, oh, nice comment. It was a real light bulb moment. It made the creator realize, okay, this isn't just about making stuff. It's about making people feel something. That emotional connection became the driving force, much more important than just chasing views or likes.
And that feeling, that satisfaction from connecting and creating seems tied to what keeps them going day to day. Because for Let Eat and Travel, the motivation isn't only the creative process itself, is it? It sounds like it's really about those direct connections, the comments from viewers. They even mentioned one specific message that stuck. Thank you for making this video. It helped me relax after a stressful day. I mean, that's powerful feedback.
Yeah.
Shows the real impact they're having.
Which brings up a good point. If the content is so focused on feeling and authenticity, who's actually watching? Who's part of this Korean culture journey they're building? Well, the creator says their regulars often love Korean culture, obviously, travel, food, K-dramas, that sort of easygoing lifestyle content. Mostly students or young professionals, people who want to just unwind, maybe learn a little something, or just feel connected.
And has that audience actually changed their direction at all? Like, we hear about feedback loops, but what makes their interaction different, maybe more effective?
That's a really interesting question, because it seems like it's not just hearing feedback, it's visibly integrating it. It's iterative. So for example, their early videos, a bit slower paced, but they got feedback saying, hey, could it be more upbeat? And they actually adapted. They changed the tone. What's more, viewers suggest places to go or food themes.
That's specific ideas.
Exactly. And Let Eat and Travel turns those suggestions into actual episodes. So when you, as a viewer, see your idea become reality, you're not just watching anymore. You're kind of invested. You're part of the journey. It's a smart way to build loyalty, something bigger channels sometimes struggle with.
Right, that idea of constant back and forth, this sort of symbiotic relationship, it really highlights what makes the channel feel different. It's more than just feedback. It really is this two-way journey, as they call it. And that extends to how they view the whole channel like a life journal focused on what they love, especially Korean culture. Food, places, music, dramas. It all connects in this shared world they're building. The more you watch, the more you get their perspective, their story.
And what I found really insightful was their philosophy on planning content. Apparently only one question really matters. What will viewers get from this? It's not about gaming the algorithm, it's about value, tangible value. Every video should leave you with something, a wow, an aha moment. Maybe knowledge, maybe just a warm feeling, maybe inspiration.
And that planning process itself has changed quite a bit over time, hasn't it? At first, it sounds like they just made whatever they felt like making. Yeah. Very spontaneous, but now
It's much more intentional.
there's research, scripting, sticking to a schedule, listening really closely to the audience. It's moving from just pure passion to, well, a more thought-out strategy, maybe.
I think so. It shows maturity, right? And understanding that consistency and delivering that value we talked about, that's key for long-term growth. It's still passion-driven, but with a more professional structure underneath. And if you connect that back to Korean culture itself, they find so much inspiration there. That incredible attention to detail, the passion you see in Korean food, K-dramas, the music. K-dramas especially, they mentioned how deeply those portray emotions, dreams, relationships. That's the kind of authenticity and depth they want to bring into their own videos. Not just showing nice scenery, but exploring those human connections.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing with the cultural side, right? They mentioned a misunderstanding early on.
Yeah, pretty relatable one, actually. They were initially confused by all the Korean honorifics, kamsamnida, eoseo, oseo, and the etiquette rules. Things like pouring drinks for elders a certain way or turning your head when you drink. It wasn't immediately clear why.
So how did they figure that out? What was the resolution?
Well, they eventually realized it's all about showing respect within the social structure. Similar, they noted, to aspects of Thai culture. And once they understood the context, the why behind it, they actually found it quite beautiful, quite logical.
Oh, right.
And they try to weave this understanding into their content, not just showing tourist spots, but sharing those real experiences, the small details people miss, like talking about the local beliefs connected to a temple, or sharing a personal story that gives a place meaning. That's the difference between just travel and actual cultural immersion.
Looking forward, they have some really cool ideas for future Korean content. They mentioned wanting to start a series, something like A Day in Korea As, like following a student or a local family member or someone working in a restaurant. Really get that insider perspective.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah. And another idea was bringing their mom or maybe some Thai friends over to Korea and just filming their genuine reactions, the joy, the surprises, the cultural discoveries. I definitely watched that.
Me too. So when you boil it all down, what feeling, what words do they want people to associate with the channel? They said warm, honest, and informative. But, and this is key, not boring.
Right, got to keep it engaging.
Exactly. The goal is that watching feels like a really good chat with a friend. A friend who's fun, but also gives you useful tips or a bit of motivation. It's that mix of entertainment and real value.
And thinking about growth, after looking back at their journey, they've pinpointed 3 main areas to focus on. What were those?
Okay, first, production quality. So, better visuals, sound, smoother editing flow, just leveling up the technical side. Second, viewer interaction, really doubling down on that connection. More Q&As, replying to comments more, using polls, making it even more of a two-way street.
Makes sense.
And third, thematic series, developing those regular formats like the One Day in Korea idea or maybe K-drama destinations, something viewers can look forward to consistently. It's a solid plan for scaling up while keeping that core identity.
It really is. And their final message kind of ties it all together, doesn't it?
It really does. It's powerful. They said every video is meant to be more than just, another clip online. It's supposed to be a little spark of inspiration, maybe open up a new world for someone. And a reminder, really, that you don't need the fanciest camera or millions of views to make something meaningful. Their words were, just create with heart, people will feel it. In this crazy, busy online world, that feels like, well, maybe the most important takeaway.
So summing this all up, what have we seen here? Let Eat and Travel really shows us that genuine passion, that deep connection with your audience, and really sticking to authenticity that can build something truly meaningful online, something sustainable. A good reminder that real engagement isn't just about the numbers, it's about impact, about that relationship.
Absolutely. And maybe the thought to leave everyone with is this. In a world just packed with content, so much of it super polished and algorithm focused, how much more powerful, maybe even more disruptive, is the stuff that genuinely comes from the heart? And maybe, how can we, as people consuming all this content, get better at spotting and valuing that real, genuine effort when we see it? Makes you think.